So I'm getting asked this question a lot more often than I'd like to, and it's, when do I think there's going to be a housing bubble? So today we're going to talk about that. Stand by. All right, so this seems to be on everybody's mind these days. When is the next housing bubble? So I've thought about this some, and I've wanted to do this video for several weeks and just kept putting it off and putting it off. Wanted to try to relay my opinion of it as best as possible. And I think the best way to do that is let's talk about the difference between the housing bubble of 07, 08 and what the market is, the situation that the market is in now. I think we should do that. Number one, going back to the old market days, what do I think caused it? You know, anytime there's a bubble in anything, in my opinion, it's because something or somebody is over leveraged. And that's exactly what happened last time. Lots of predatory lending going on. They were making loans they shouldn't have made. There were loans that were actually more than 100% of the sales price. You know, people with $0 invested in the property. Runaway pricing like we have now. Lower credit requirements. I mean, there were, 150 points less of credit score than what we're dealing with now. And then a ton of adjustable rate mortgages because the rates weren't as good then as they are now and got a lot of people in trouble. So if we contrast that to now, there's an unbelievable number of cash buyers in the market right now. Whether it's people that moving from other parts of the country to another that have a ton of equity in the home they're selling or just have saved up the cash or whatever, there's just a ton of cash in the market. Cash has also been beneficial when we have these going over list price and the appraisal doesn't come in to meet the actual sales price and they have to make that up in cash, and they're able to do that because there's so many people that are liquid. Super low supply of inventory. It didn't take a pandemic to throw us into an inventory crisis. We had it, 2 or 3 years before the pandemic even got here. So we just barely had our head above water. That was what it took to really just kind of throw us over the edge. And that's actually improved as the summer's gone on. We're starting to see the inventory get a little bit better. Low interest rates. A year ago they were in the high 2s. They're still in the 3s, no problem. It's just unheard of interest rates. Keeping buyer demand up because houses are so affordable. Equity. Everybody's got more equity than they'd ever dreamed they have in a piece of property. It's easy to move up, and so that makes for a lot better deals. And they're making good loans. They're requiring down payments. They're requiring a lot higher credit scores. Fixed rate on 99% of the loans that are being made, and of course better credit, as I mentioned before. I talked a little bit to you about forbearance, and forbearance came along as the pandemic and the shutdown started, where people lost their jobs, got furloughed, whatever happened, weren't able to make their payments, and the mortgage companies just let them stop making payments for a time with the promise to catch them up later going on. Right now, this is about a week old information, there are about 1.6 million loans in forbearance right now nationwide. And there's predictions that about 1 million of those are going to go into foreclosure. Now that sounds awful, and it is awful that 1 million people could lose their home. But to look at it from what's it going to do to the market, and that we are slated to sell almost 7 million houses in 2021, 22. The numbers are about the same. So with that being said, if you take that and do the math on it, even if all 1 million of those foreclosures hit the market at the same time, we'd sell every one of them within 2 months because of the demand for housing right now. So with that, I really don't see it affecting the market very much. If it is, it'll be for a very short time. So what are your thoughts about what's going on with the market? Hit me up, let me know. Shoot me an email, text, whatever. Let's talk about it, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.